big news around the world this morning. Nick Sirianni, Paisano new head coach for the Philadelphia Eagles, formerly of the Indianapolis Colts, offensive coordinator under Frank Wright's tutelage, who was formerly in Philadelphia. Thought Nick Sirianni got hired to save Carson Wentz. They actually trade Carson Wentz out of there back to Indianapolis. Now it is a team that is maybe led by Jalen Hurts, but they're not coming out and saying that Jalen Hurts is the starter. Feels like the Eagles potentially a dumpster fire at this point, but I actually enjoyed the hell out of Nick Sirianni's quotes about what he does with potential draft prospects to try to learn more about them. This has obviously captivated the world upon hearing about it, but let's listen to Nick Sirianni explain what he does to try to learn whether or not they'd be a good fucking member of the Eagles.
Rock, paper, scissors, right? That was as easy as that. Rock, paper, scissors. Let's see how competitive you are. I'm competitive. I'm going to be talking trash to him. Did you talk trash back to me? Right? Jeopardy. There's different ways to do it. It looks a lot of different ways, but our coaches got so creative with this. Like Jeff Stoutland, Brian Johnson, like they did just such, Aaron Moorhead, they all did a great job, right? Tracy Rocker, Jeremiah Washburn, they all did a great job of just figuring out how to compete, because everyone's compete looks a little different. Like if I get up there, I play them rock, paper, scissors, they got a little more creative than I did at times. So it was awesome though, because it did anything you compete at. When you compete with somebody that's competitive, they're going to go at you no matter what game you're playing.
I agree with that, by the way. I completely agree with that. I actually love the mindset. Now, I wouldn't have done rock, paper, scissors because I think that is potentially a game of chance, although there is strategy involved in that. I think I would have set up cornhole boards, though, for sure. And I don't think this is a bad idea at all. Like getting a chance to kind of see somebody's, competitive level, will he, you probably can get a chance to interview while doing it as well, learn about them. How will they respond to certain situations? I think this is brilliant, actually. And to be honest, after all the dumb shit we have heard, what would you do if you're the last human on Earth and all this stuff? I think this is actually a good idea. I assume they're not the only people doing this, but I actually enjoyed hearing this, and I would have beat his fucking ass in rock, paper, scissors if he would have done it with me.
Well, the rock, paper, scissors isn't even like, that's just what they're using to be able to check each other out and see if this guy would be a good fit. How does he come back at me? Like that's what Sirianni's saying. Like I want to see if he's talking trash. Like is he a confident dude? What does it sound like? Is he like over the top, or probably some guys I bet they had to bring out of their shell a little bit. He starts talking to him like, is this dude the head coach? All right. And then I would love to see a few guys like cross the line.
Ooh, fuck you. Yeah, like a whole, you know what I mean? Like
chest him up, like get in his chest and tell him he cheated or something.
Yeah, do like, because I would assume best of three is too quick. I mean, that's potentially, that's potentially very quick. And did I just throw two papers to potentially throw off anybody that I ever play against? Oh, maybe that's how. Yeah, I've been in rock, paper, scissors tournaments before. I have done this a lot. I have one strategy, and once it gets found out, I am tough to lose to. But until you find out the strategy, I am a hammer going through there. I throw a rock every time. It is everybody knows this. Okay, I've lost money in rock. I've gotten all the way to the finals throwing rock every single time. And I've said, hey, I'm going to throw a rock. I'm going to throw a rock. It's just like whenever I play cards. I will tell people my hand early in the thing. I will tell them exactly my hand. I will show my hand early. Okay, I'm not lying. Hey, not lying to you. Okay, I'm not lying to you this whole night. So then, hour in, I start saying, I got it. And they're like, well, he did this earlier.
Shit.
He did this earlier. Is it real or not? It's like a whole head. So for rock, paper, scissors, I guess there is strategy if you're going to try to potentially fuck with somebody. Or I've also seen and potentially done like whenever you're throwing, like You know what I mean? Like you do all of them, and then you kind of like see what it is. There's a lot of little games you can play in that rock, paper, scissors, but I like telling the person what I'm going to do, because then there's always the, is he really? Is he not? There is some gamesmanship, I guess, in there. They would have to do a best of 5, I would assume, to extend it a little bit longer. But imagine if somebody is down 2-0 to Nick Sirianni, and they go on a 3-0 run to win that thing, and getting into his face, fuck you! I knew it! Like, that would be... Now, do you draft that guy?
We're not drafting that.
Do you draft that guy? Or do you not draft him up?
You pick him up.
I think so, too. Vinatieri told me one time, and it goes along with this, draft prospect. How are they going to be good or not? Vinatieri said, what I would do is I would sit down and I would play checkers or chess with somebody. And if they were about to win, or if I was about to beat them and they didn't try to flip the table to do something, I don't want them on my fucking team. That's what Vinatieri said. I want somebody that's going to flip a table instead of losing. Like that is the type of competitive person that I want. You look at the people that are the best of all time in this game, the one trait that they have at a very, very, very high level is a competitive drive. Talk to Aaron Rodgers about why he loves football or anything. He's talking about the ability to compete against. It's just Tom Brady loves competition. Peyton Manning loves competition. They just love whatever it is. They like winning. They like beating. I think it's a good idea. But if you do get to that moment where you are hoping to get to, which is a pretty emotional reaction, raw reaction, and somebody flexes on you as the head coach, this guy has not been in the. How do you draft that person immediately?
Fuck that guy. Get him out of my office.
Yeah, what do you do? What do you do? I don't know what.
Sirianni's looking for that guy. He wants that guy. You don't want some meat guys like, okay, great game, coach, and shakes his hand and just moves on. Like, he doesn't want that guy.
Can't believe I didn't win. You threw paper. I didn't expect that.
No way.
Get that guy the fuck out of here. Yeah. Cornhole would be awesome because cornhole is in basically every locker room now at this point. So they're going to have to learn how to play cornhole anyways. Mm-hmm. You can see how quickly they learn. You know what I mean? You could maybe do a little strategy. There's actual strategy in that whole thing. I like what Sirianni did. Now, his opening press conference was the worst thing I've ever heard said into a microphone, right? As a hello to a fan base.
Yeah.
But everybody in Indy is like, hey, this is a competitive guy. Mm-hmm. Like, boys rally around him like they like him or whatever. Press conference terrible, but what if he turns his ship around? This might be the most impressive thing to ever happen. That place is on fire right now.
Just to play devil's advocate, let's say, these guys go in there and then after the less thinking, more athlete takeover, and then this thing, what if they go to their agents and they're like, hey, listen, I don't care. I don't want to play for that fucking doofus. I don't care what you got to do. All right, I'm not going to Philadelphia.
There is a story that after I had a couple workouts with teams, Patriots worked me out.
Really?
Yeah, but I think they were just working me out to see if Pat White could catch punts.
Oh,
yeah.
Classic Belichick.
It wasn't. I was dealing with the ball boy on one side of the field, and then the actual coach was on the other side. So I don't think that was an actual workout. But after the Colts won, there was a couple of people that came there, and I did not enjoy the particular human that at that point I learned to love person. Okay, but at that time, I mean, Ray Richleski was a special teams coach, okay? He just got hired to be a special teams coach. He had come from college. He was at Maryland. For a long time, West Virginia and Maryland had a pretty good rivalry. Rich Rodriguez actually almost fought Ralph Fridge almost fought him at one point. Like it used to be, because there's a border there. It used to be much bigger than I think it is now. And I don't know if it was ever made to be as big publicly as it was, but there was a little bit of a rivalry there. This guy showed up. He had a Maryland Terrapin belt on, showed up at our facility, had like a jacket on, the whole thing, walked in, told me immediately, like, I didn't want to be here. Bill Polian forced me to be here, and just kind of like walked past me. He was a Pittsburgh, like a Pennsylvania, I think he comes from like a cold town, like pretty tough guy too, like had an accent, like when he was talking, like, I don't want to be here, basically. Just for it. I'm like, all right, well, I don't fucking want to be here either. What are we doing here? So we had a little bit of a workout, and by the end of it, we had gotten along better through the workout, and I had to do the whole, because there was a lot of questions about me coming out, because there was a potential minor in consumption and everything like that in Morgantown, West Virginia, and I wasn't necessarily the most consistent kicker of all time. Had a massive leg, huge upside, but there was a lot of questions about me. So I appreciated the workouts, and I was trying to be as nice as possible, but immediately afterwards, I said anywhere but there. Like, anywhere, anywhere but there.